five types of five types of default mind. So uh, when we find out why Microsoft Yeti Nano is there, but why it is not recording. Hello. Yes. So it is recording now. So why why this default mind is returning again, and then we will also talk about, yes, we will talk in detail about whether if the calmness is inside, why I am not able to maintain that calmness or the peace, what happens. So we will extract an answer from the very default mind. So what we discussed last time, and we also did the practice, you just sit down anytime, anywhere, even with eyes open, you become aware of the place, position and posture. Place, here is a place, location, and here is a position of the body. So the moment you are aware of the position of the body, you notice that there is a little bit of higher awareness and the posture. So when you are communicating to someone while standing, it is always good to remain still, and because you are communicating, so you are going to speak something. Yes, you can show your gestures, so that will also help you to get rid of the default mind. So what exactly happens? You are talking to someone whom you hate, whom you don't like. Your body starts moving, making a different gestures as if you are not interested. But if you follow this place, position and posture, it will also help you to get rid of the default mind. Then the second one comes the being comfortable. Comfortable. So are you comfortable? So it begins with the mind and then it goes to the body. So my mind should be comfortable means check. Check sensation in the body. Is the sensation defines that I'm reacting to this guy? No. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Or is there any discomfort, unease with the people or relationship or in the. Yes, we will be doing the practice regularly, but you bring these steps. You bring these steps in your daily life. So you already remember I've been giving you the first three steps for so long, but with a different reflection, being comfortable. Sensation is there. So my mind, don't associate, identify these sensations with any reaction, hatred, duality, conflict. You say in your mind. Then comfort and steadiness. So that is our second step is done. Then comes the third step. Third step is being carefree. Carefree is you can say detachment, you can say observer and observed. So you say the person's situation in front of you is different and separate from you. Whether it's a person, it's a relations, it is what he or she is saying, communicating, you consciously separate the subject, you the observer, from the object, your thoughts, feeling and emotion. The guy is saying, how are you? And you internally, why this guy is saying, how are you? Is he ready to react? No, he's just expressing his thought. That is an objective observation. But if you associate it with yourself, you have subjectified, you have become that. So even in daily life situation, people and relations, it is we normally react internally, mentally and emotionally to our partner easily. So there, the moment you are in front of the partner, you check your mind internally. You don't associate, identify with it. You have a past thought, she or he will act like this. Default mind. There's a default mind. Situation, people, relations, separate. Honey is separate. What she is saying is totally separate. It has nothing to do with me. Let me listen to it. I will consciously respond. So you separate, consciously separate the subject. Subject means you, and the object means she or he, thought, feeling, and emotions. You have been doing these meditation practice. And meditation practice should help you to live in a higher awareness. What is first level of higher awareness? Place, position, and posture. Second level of higher awareness, being comfortable. Third level of awareness, being carefree. So the moment you have separated, you see the separation. The moment you see the separation, you always see the space also. And that is the right time. You keep on listening, keep on understanding the situation outside, but your Om Shanti mantra goes into that space. Or may there be happiness for all. Or it may be Mangalacharana. May there be happiness for all. Discerning intellect. Discerning intellect, default mind says, no, he is crazy. Discerning intellect says happiness is already there in everyone. So with that thought and the feeling, when you are repeating the mantra, it will change your default mind. We have to change it. We have to replace it. We have to replace it. Come what may. Difficult the situation is, the person is very difficult, and still, may there be happiness for all. I have to ask the discerning intellect to get rid of the default mind. I think it is possible. Mentally, emotionally. So we have to bring these steps into our everyday life. If you don't bring that into your everyday life, then we are very happy doing meditation inside our home. Inside our home, everything is at peace. You are not living with anyone, so you are living alone, so there will definitely be peace. We have to bring that peace outside our home. That is more important. That is the judgment, that is the understanding whether I am succeeding or not. I have to live into that state. I have to live into that state. So that is why this Mangalacharan mantra always works. May there be happiness for all. May there be peace for all. May there be completeness for all. May there be auspicious. No, it is auspiciousness for me and for everyone. But the guy is reacting, let him or her react. What I have to do with it? I have to do with it if my ego boils down, if I am attached. Are you getting it? If my ego is there, I will say, no, he is. If I am attached, again there is a problem. So attachment and aversion or hatred, like or dislike, external calmness is disturbed. Ego, internal calmness is disturbed. What I have to, no, I have to just be aware. Mind, what the hell you are doing? May there be happiness for all. Finished. Ego, why you are poking your nose? Happiness is the essential nature. No, he is crazy. No, let him be crazy, but the happiness is there. So I have to reflect on it again and again. Yes, you did something reactive during the day. You reflect in the evening and you rehearse that next time I will follow this. And then what happens? You have done the Mangalacharan mantra, or you can directly go to Om Shanti, or first you follow the Mangalacharan mantra. This is an easy path. You just remember, may there be happiness for all. Default mind becomes very reactive, and still you say mentally, may there be happiness for all. At least you will not disturb the external calmness. Means that you will not react to the situation. You are ready to respond to the situation. And after that, once that is done and now there is no issue, you see the space. In that space, you just drop the Om Shanti. By regular practice. Regular practice means in the external world. When we are in the external world, either we go to the workplace, we go to the store, we talk to the husband or wife, we talk to the daughter, we talk to the kids, and we find the different situations. Let Om Shanti continue. So when Om Shanti continues, you are there. You can see that you are independent of the external situation, people, relationship, communication, thought, speech, and action. That is. So you see awareness of place, position, and posture, comfort, carefree awareness, mantra repetition, which brings a sense of detachment. When the moment there is a detachment, there is a space. When there is a space, your mind is free to drop the Om Shanti. So basically what we are doing, we are not fighting with the default mind. We are awakening, we are approaching near to our nature by the discerning intellect. Just to remember in the intellect and apply mentally, you will see that there is a chance of getting rid of it. So you have to pacify the default mind in a real life situation. That has been missing. That is why you said, it is the same. It is the same in a situation. When you practice meditation, you succeed. But allow that meditation to manifest and to express itself in the world outside. There is a call from the lady. She calls every day. I will give you the better rate. I don't know for what, why, for the house. I'm not going to buy. No, you are in the market. How do you know it? There are, online on the Google, you have raised that issue. Unnecessary. 3 times. Today I said I was emphatic. I was not reacting, but I was emphatic. Please don't call me from again. I'll report to the consumer. Are you listening? So So we are not fighting, but we are emphatic also. So these 6 steps, we will also talk about. All the 6 steps can be reduced to, with a clear understanding. RISE is an acronym, RISE. We will talk about it. I did not talk about it before. Huh? RISE. RISE means you recall. Did I talk?
Yes, yes.
I talk about it. Yes, so we will talk about it in greater detail. But so today's we will go a little deeper into this default mind. Default mind. There are 5 or 6 different types of default mind, one after the other, so you can easily understand which level of the default mind is preventing you to maintain that state of the calmness. Default mind is like a cloud covering the sun. Sun is always there. I gave you another example, the shining floor, dirt and the dust. You already remember. So you have many layers of dirt and the dust over the floor, but the floor shining of the floor is not damaged. The sun is not damaged even if the cloud covers the sun. Same way, the default mind is like a cloud, it's like a dirt in the dust, which is hiding that peace and the calmness. That is why the master says most of us live on autopilot, letting old habits and reactions run our life. And that is why we have these 6 steps. So you have to apply those 6 steps in daily life. The moment you apply that 6 steps in daily life, you know, the awareness of place, position, it breaks your autopilot. How? You pause, you notice place in the posture, it breaks, it reduces. If you analyze deeply, it reveals the habitual resistance. It reveals, you become aware of the habitual resistance, and the moment you're aware of the habitual resistance, the moment you are aware, it is gone. So we have to apply. Comfort, to move towards peace, we change the direction. I have discussed that in. So when you change the direction, you check the mental ease. Outside, when the mind is scattered in millions of directions, we are already in a mode of reaction, and you change the direction. Should I tell you, the default mind dislikes and hates the comfort. I'm making such a state. So the moment I am in discomfort, it is the default mind. It hates comfort. Why? Rajasic guna. Tamasic guna.
It's my case.
So that is where you have to. So you say, okay, so mind hates the discomfort, and then you say, okay, you sit for even 5 minutes. Let me check the position of the body. Let me move the mind on the entire skin and feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Sensation in the whole body. And sensation in the whole body, how do you know? How do I know it? I move the mind, even with eyes open, I move the mind on the skin of the entire body. Do I feel the sensation? No. Should I repeat it? Yes. Let me repeat it. Why it's happening? This AI, sometimes this AI also does lot of problem. Why it is moving? I'm using another camera now, so it's okay. So you see that will help us to move into the comfort zone. When you are comfort, you live in higher awareness. Higher awareness is not going to create a reaction in the mind. Carefree is little deeper than that. You separate. You separate the outer event, situation, people, relationship. What is the opposite of separation in the default mind? It is attachment. It is likes and dislikes. It is subjectifying all the objects and situation. I am in a terrible situation. Oh, really? Does the situation is biting you? No. So you think from the default mind this situation is wrong, and that is why I am feeling uneasy. Now he hates me. He told me yesterday. Do you see the hatred on his face? Oh, hatred? No, I don't see anything. May there be happiness for all. That makes me carefree. You argue the default mind. You put a right reason to the default mind at that time while living in that real life situation. Or you do this and then you say, may there be happiness for all, to rewire. That is what modern psychology is talking about, the neuroscience, rewire the brain. It is, we have been doing it for so long. We say every day in the morning, just change the mantra. We are rewiring. Just remember, I'm just explaining. You are an engineer, so let me explain very mathematically. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, every day in the morning. And one day, default mind dissolves and discerning intellect takes over, which says happiness is my essential nature. If happiness is my essential nature, should I be angry and upset and reactive to be happy? That argument you should pose it to the default mind. If you don't pose this thought to the default mind, it will not work. Then you will say the same thing, the same thing is happening. No change. I have to act. Rajasic guna can be changed to sato guna by the Rajasic activity. So that Rajasic activity is full of knowledge. And after that, after the mantra, you find, oh, there is now you feel the calmness and the space, and then you return, Om Shanti. Now you have returned to that state of higher awareness, and then you communicate, then you will find the change. So we discussed that we also discussed previously, it is not your fault, it is the prarabdha and the past impression. So why you don't be so serious, just continue the practice. By the practice we can change the direction of the prarabdha and the past impression. So prarabdha and the past impressions influence the mind pattern but can be changed with regular practice, sincerity and commitment. We can change it. We can definitely change this practice. Consistent application. That is one thing. What I used to do, yes, I also had the same mind with the hatred and reaction to the people, even at home. So I used to rehearse in my mind before going to sleep. May there be happiness for all. my dad should also be the state of happiness. I am also in the state of happiness. So I did it, I recognized, and then I talked to my dad, and there was a reaction. Second time I did it, third time I did it, fourth time, and one day it happened. It was just plain when he was reacting and I was calm. Get out from here, I said. Hey, do you want a cup of coffee? I'll prepare a cup of coffee for you so that we can talk. I repeated 3 times and then ultimately he pacified. He said, okay. What I will say, you will do it. I said, I will definitely do what you say. Possible. But it demands prarabdha. Prarabdha in the past impression plays an important role. It fills your negative thought in the default mind. It says, no, it is not possible. Don't do it. Especially it is not possible with this guy. It is not possible in this situation. In every situation, at least it is possible to maintain my calmness. Other person is not maintaining the calmness. That's his problem. But I am able to do that. Why I'm able to? I'm not influenced by any situation, person, and relationship. Why I'm not influenced? The default mind is not working. It is replaced by the discerning intellect. Why? Because it has dissolved the ego. It has become free from the attachment. So where is the question of anxiety? We are not going into the modern psychology. Peace is always present. In modern psychology, we say anger management, anxiety management. You keep on managing the whole life. Nothing is managed. Nothing is managed. Nothing is managed. So another point, when I'm saying Om Shanti repetition, I am reminding that I am in the discerning state of intellect. I'm not in the default mind. That is why we do it, Om Shanti. You are talking to me and mentally I can say Om Shanti. There is one more thing that I want to tell you, it's very important. We chant the mantra loudly. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. How you are doing it physically. And still you say, I am chanting the mantra. You are doing it mentally and still you are saying, I am chanting the mantra. But there is a big difference. So when you are chanting it loudly, others are listening to you. When you are chanting mentally, only you are listening to you. Mentally you are saying. So make sure you are listening to that mantra. You are not listening to the default mind. That is the problem. Are you getting it? When I am saying Om Shanti, you don't know what I am saying in my mind. I know what I am saying. I am conscious of it. So if I am not conscious of it and I am saying it, then it will backfire. Then it means I am not doing it.
But I can talk with somebody and chant mantra, and so it's not one pattern of thinking. It few patterns. So
yes, that is one pattern. Om Shanti. I heard it, Om Shanti. I heard it. You don't ignore it. Ignore means the default mind has taken over. No, I cannot listen to what he is saying. No, forget about it. Better not listen. You can listen it again. But you listen to the Om Shanti, you are conscious, you are aware of it. Even now you can say Om Shanti, you are aware of it. So that awareness is nothing but the observer. You have already separated yourself from the object. You can say it is a trick. It's not a big deal.
But when we do mala, so we are trying to have only Om Shanti, nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else. So it means you are listening to it. Same thing. You are listening to it.
Yeah.
So you are an observer. So it means with the Om Shanti, there is an observer behind. And you recognize that observer. Because when you say you are only listening to Om Shanti, it means observer with the Om Shanti is there. Now we have done too much of intellectual exercise in understanding. Now it's your turn to live into that state. How long we will? No, now it's your turn to move into that state. But you know what causes the problem is our default mind. So default mind, we say it's a habitual, it's a impulsive, it's an impulsive, habitual, dictated by prarabdha, past impression, a long list. So there are 5 types. 5 types or 4 types, I can categorize them. So first is the casual mind. You wake up in the morning, you do nothing. Mind is in the mode of impulsive nature, like the animal mind, like the dog sitting there looking at you, casual mind. It is more or less, it is the moment you move your body, that your pet dog says, oh, now the food is coming. It is impulsive nature. So when we casual mind, you can say it is a distractive, inattentive, habitual way of thinking. It lacks present mindedness. It lacks present mind, presence. You wake up in the morning and the impulsive mind says, let me grab a cup of tea and a coffee, and I'm totally stressed. Come on. You have already slept for 7 hours, you are stressed. You don't shake up your mind. So now you have a stress. Your default mind has taken over. And now, because of that stress, you forget the important appointments or deadlines because you are always on the autopilot and never fully present. That is the problem of memory. There is no problem of memory. You remember the entire agenda what you have to do throughout the day. But still we write. We put into the calendar. We put it into our to-do list and still we forget. Casual mind. Problem of the casual mind is missed opportunities. In the morning, I have to relax. Why my mind, you are saying that you are in a stress? Did I not have 6 and 7 hours of sleep? Yes. Okay, I did not sleep. Then what? Let me do some practices. Common problem with the casual mind is that Sometimes what happens, we move to another room in our house and we forget why I moved. It happens to everyone. You should not say that it never happens with you. Oh, why I have come here? So prarabdha, past impressions. And so you just become aware and we smile on the face. I caught you, prarabdha. Your thoughts drift from habit to habit. You don't remember that thought. It did not come to your mind. You did not become aware, but prarabdha has taken an action. Casual mind. Casual mind. That is the first layer. A distractive, inattentive, habitual way of thinking. So that is, if that continues, it leads to the foolish mind. Second level, that is also the default mind. Default mind has 5 categories, that is 5 or 6. Sometime I teach 5 categories, sometime I teach 4, depending on the person. So what, basically we have a frequent forgetfulness or mental lapses during routine activities. We have a constant mental drifting, difficulty focusing on one task, shallow conversation, or just a gossip, a vague sense of being busy, repeated small errors leading to irritation, or we just commit very small errors and that results into irritation or embarrassment. So if we don't correct it, this casual mind, how it is corrected? The best way, never forget to practice Mangalacharana, even it is for 5 minutes, and never forget to practice it before going to sleep. These are the 2 moments when default mind, through its casualness, returns with a greater force. So suppose you remain inattentive every day, and because you are busy, and so what happens? It leads to foolishness, foolish mind. Foolish mind, we say in mudha. We say the mudha, characterized by lethargy, confusion, and a resistance to change. It doesn't want to change. You woke up and still you are lying on the bed. Normally I wake up at 4. Today I woke up at 3:30. And default mind will always be there. You are awakened or you are not awakened. The default mind says, half an hour more sleep. I said, how? Discerning intellect return again? You have half an hour more to practice meditation. Come on. And the letharginess is gone. I can bet you it is gone. It can go. With that thought and feeling, you have no confusion. And if you have a confusion, let me sleep for half an hour. And that half an hour, instead of 4, you wake up at 6.
Yeah.
So it is associated with the foolish mind. So foolish mind, marked by laziness, confusion, resistance to change, and we are stuck in unhelpful activities. So why we are talking about it, so you find out those habits, if you have, it is better to change. That is why you are not able to progress faster. Procrastinating. Another idea of foolish mind is procrastinates. Health deteriorates and still you say, okay, it will be okay, I will start doing the practice after a week, for example. Same thing with the business. So the problem of repeated procrastination mental fog, indecision, lack of motivation, indecision towards our near and dear ones. Now, if I take a decision, he or she will react. Why he or she will react? Let me discuss. Find out. Take a right decision. Another problem with the foolish mind is that it rationalizes without any cause and effect. Oh, he hates me. Oh, did you dream that he hated you? No, I know that, his gesture and his expression. Maybe he might be in stress for other reasons. Frustration at repeating the same mistake. Cycle of guilt and self. Cycle of guilt also comes in this foolish mind. So what happens? You have a self, you disrespect yourself when you have a foolish mind. And when you disrespect yourself, you are harming yourself. You develop a negative attitude towards yourself. But if you continue, you don't give a break, it results into deluded mind. Now the delusion comes. Third level. First it starts with a casual mind, then it creates lot of impressions of inattentiveness, lack of awareness, and missing the practice. Then it results into the foolish mind. Now the foolish mind, with all its habit of guilt, disrespect, then it perceives the thing which appears totally different. Delusion means what appears true is not true. It is like the mirage water. So actively confuses reality with a false perception. My partner, my honey, is not listening to me. It means she is annoyed with me. Unnecessary. Your imagination. We mistake the temporary attraction for a permanent state. Lot of delusion is there. Lot. It confuses fleeting states. Eating to a restaurant will give me happiness. Seeking happiness through possessions or approval or an object. That is deeply inside our mind. It keeps on growing deeper. Deluded mind, forming false conclusion about others. Believing emotions or moods define myself. I am in stress. I told you why you're talking to me. Don't talk to me. I believe emotions or moods define me. That's a wrong approach. We do it at the professional level. We also do it at social level. We also do it at family level. How anxiety can define me? How mood can define me? Very third level deluded mind is very dangerous. Overconfidence in personal opinion without reflection. Disappointment and resentment when the delusion takes over. So now you see, casual mind has accumulated lot of impressions, lack of awareness. Then we had a foolish mind. It started acting foolishly, so it has accumulated more foolish thoughts. Then it has given you to the delusion. Now I keep on living in a delusion. So all the three states of the default mind is what Gita talks about, the impurity of the mind, the impure mind. Desire, we discussed 6, binding desire, repeat desire, that is greed. If desire is not fulfilled, that is hesitation. So all the three leads to fourth one is the moha, the delusion. Delusion leads to pride. Pride leads to jealousy. So this impure mind has been discussed in majority of the text, not the previous three. Previous three is discussed at a very subtler level in the Upanishads. We'll talk about that later. So now impure mind means the mind is leading you. You are not leading the mind. Simple. Mind is leading you by the six so-called enemies. You are not leading them. We have a persistent reaction, bitterness towards others during the day. We have a desire for revenge or fantasies. We have mental wandering throughout the day. We have a sense of enemy and jealousy. So we have certain binding desire. We have certain repeat desire. We have certain hesitation. We have certain delusion. We have certain jealousy and hatred. You see, all the six enemies are present. Hold on. It results into, can you imagine? It results into fifth, reactive mind. Reactive mind is full of anxiety, fatigue, tired. So those people, those who complain, those who blame and complain, what? Fully busy. They are fully busy. Yes. You are already into the reactive mind, because if I disturb your busyness, you will react. So that is what you are saying, that I am fully busy. You are making yourself full, you are making others full. You are fully busy. You always feel tired. Fatigue is there. With the upset mood, pleasure-seeking mood, pleasure-seeking mood from the world. And that is why. But what happens every time you are frustrated? You have a pleasure-seeking, this food is okay, not good. We went there, we all three went there, and just last week. We went to a new restaurant, so they have been insisting me. Food was on the table, they didn't like it, they started blaming and complaining. Why you have come here then? I was eating, I enjoyed and returned. Then they both decided that they will never go to that restaurant again. Did the restaurant call you? I didn't say, I was thinking, but I was just enjoying their conversation. Sudden burst of anger or hesitation. Sudden decision. And that decision is based on irrationality. No cause and effect. How come you say? They did not like the food. So they have a ready to say, okay, first day, I offer you the food that you like. Second day, I offer you the food you like, but you have a high fever. You will hate the food. So it is you who is responsible. Food is just the food. So we have a habitual blaming or judging others. We compulsively argue. We force ourselves that we argue. Make yourself, just be aware. You argue compulsively, don't do it. We have an emotional hangover. Don't do it. When you do it, it will cause a lot of challenges. So you see that the five level of casual mind, foolish mind, deluded mind, impure mind, reactive. I just gave you a little understanding so that you should just point out through the discerning intellect, is my mood upset? What happened? What is the thought process? From where it has come? And just point out, this is casual mind, this is the foolish mind, this is deluded mind, this is impure mind, and this is the reactive mind. And then you go to the Om Shanti meditation. You just recognize, that is enough. The very recognition will change you. Why recognition? You recognize, you are aware. You are aware, you will break the habit. The habit is already gone. It is very simple and it is very difficult. If you rationalize, it is extremely difficult. And if you make it simple, did I recognize? Yes, I recognize. The ego is pushing you, don't recognize, continue. Continue reacting. So now you recognize the ego. Default mind. The deluded mind. No, the impure mind. Ego is saying continue reacting, but why should I react? Why I'm harming myself? I will not do it. You're calm. Very recognition makes you calm. So we talk in a very simple way about the default mind, but default mind is very destructive. It contains blame and complaint, it contains the reaction, it has or you can say it has a property of reaction, it has a property of impurity, means it has a property of delusion. I have to use the discerning intellect. Means you rationalize, you start thinking consciously. You are driving in a desert in my state and you see the water. Did you practice anything or did you simply think, oh, it's a delusion, mirage? It's a mirage. So the moment you say that it's a mirage, your mind moves into discerning intellect and it says there is no water, it appears. You rise in awareness. Just see that. You have to look from that point of view, which is so simple. So all the practices, all the 5 steps, or you can say in the fifth step, we have the observer and observed. That is where the problem is solved. Yes, Nitya Karma will also come. Nitya Karma can easily be done with the discerning intellect. Nitya Karma cannot be done by the default mind. I'm just making a distinction so that your mind can pick up.
Yeah, it's mind is attached to nitya karma. So you will be interested in the result.
That is where the understanding of the default mind and in 5 states comes. Mental mind, default mind says, I am upset. Discerning intellect says, no, this is a thought of the upset and I am not the thought. Why? Because I am conscious, I am aware. And when I am aware, so there is a sense of freedom. There is a freedom, there is a mental clarity, and there is a inner peace. And then, you recognize the foolishness of the mind. Why it says I am upset? Because of you, because of situation, because of relationship. It has nothing to do with me. This is a thought of upset and I am not the thought. Just by saying, but if you don't say it, then you suffer, you have anxiety, you have conflict, you have duality, you have feeling of being hijacked by unauthorized occupants of the mind we discussed. Unauthorized occupants of the mind. Authorized occupant. You see the simple way, and it changes your entire mental state. Entire mental state. So more you contemplate and reflect, you will find out what exactly is taking place in my mind, and that will help you to change your mindset completely. In one of the texts, Shankaracharya says, I bow to you, Master, I do namaste, salute to you. Why I salute to you that who has mastered all the senses, whose essential nature is the supreme bliss, who is the realized master. How I should be into that state? By just learning, study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. No, I make it a very simple statement in a simple way, but it has a very deeper meaning. Study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. Not only to bring an end to the suffering, but also to awaken to the inner peace. Awaken to the inner peace. So, my friend, you have to listen to it and then apply and plus the practice. And let us see